So,
Yeah.
all right. So we finished our discussion of Elon Musk. What about the related issue of the Disinformation Governance Board? Now, people are calling this the Ministry of Truth. This came out a couple of weeks ago, the Department of Homeland Security, which, by the way, itself was always a creepy name.
Yeah.
We just got used to it, right? Department of Homeland Security. Okay. Now they got an even creepier one. Disinformation Governance Board. Yes, they're right to compare this to Orwell and the Ministry of Truth. It's exactly what it sounds like. Now, when they first explained it, they mentioned two things that they were going to go after. Russian disinformation. I said, okay, I'm all right with that. The Russia, that's not us, and they are our adversary, and they're trying to hurt us. And then traffickers. Okay, I get that. You know, people coming across the border, you can tell them misinformation. That's bad. But then, here's from the Department of Homeland Security. Disinformation is defined as false information that is deliberately spread with the intention to deceive or mislead. Well, you could have said that about if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. You know, if you didn't like that. It said also, here's a phrase, can take many forms. Okay, now we're going faster down the slippery slope. Including but not limited to the two I mentioned. Russia. Okay, so government should not be involved in deciding what's true or not true, is I think what a lot of people are saying. And my follow-up question would be, who do you think the truth czar is going to be in 2025?
Look, I like Voice of America. It had a role, right, at a time when countries around the world...
Voice of America?
Yeah.
But that was broadcast overseas.
Broadcast overseas, yeah. Exactly. Right. And people that needed good information turned to the Americans just to understand what the hell was going on. But this is a very different story. This is Americans becoming politicized in governments as to what information is and isn't true. And, of course, it'll change constantly on the basis of being performative. We don't want that. That's not our country.
Well, full disclosure, I'm on the Homeland Security, bad name, Advisory Committee. I was in Congress when the agency was set up, and it has performed well. I don't get this piece. I wasn't consulted. It was leaked before it was rolled out, and if it were confined to a few missions that you mentioned, Bill, I think it'd be fine. And maybe that's what they will intend. But I certainly agree that something very broad scale that could become something like HUAC, the old Richard Nixon thing, would be highly unfortunate, and I don't think that's where it's going.
And to bring it back to Twitter, the czar, Nina Jankowicz, says she'd like some committee there within this governing board with the power to, quote, edit Twitter and add context. Oh, you mean like what Twitter is? That's what Twitter is. Yeah. Somebody says something, and then you add context.
Yeah.
These are not bright people in our government. Okay, so speaking of mission creep, you're two experts on foreign affairs.